Welcome back to It's Me Tinx Live, our first Monday show. Woo! We love it. Guys, I did something like kind of cringe. So after the date on Saturday, I was like feeling myself on Sunday morning because I had the scent activated. So I put up a story that was like crush list updated, like scent. And then I looked back and I was like, it said crush list updated, summer of outside started, like scent activated. And I'm like, first and foremost, when I look back on that, and it was yesterday, mind you, I understand why people hate me and I understand why people find me very annoying. That is fucking annoying of me. And second of all, like the guy definitely saw it and was like, what the fuck is a crush list? Like, I just wish sometimes when I had, when you wake up and you're still like a little drunk and you're like, hee 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 hee.
Yeah.
I wish that I just did less. But also I don't care anymore. Like, I'm fully going to talk about dating, but only on this show. So if you're that invested, you have to listen to my show or my podcast. So there you go.
Fast forward to Friday's episode all about dating.
I know. But yeah, that was a bit embarrassing. But I think it's fine. I think it's fine to let people know that you have a crush on them. My crush list is popping right now.
Totally. That reminds me of like an old Facebook status.
So true. You'd be like,
debated.
Christina Najjar is like thinking about someone.
Yeah.
That is such a new concept. One thing I've learned from working on your show is like women actually telling men like, hey, I have a crush on you. Like, I'm really into you.
Yeah.
That was like, when I was single, I would actually rather hang myself than be like, I'm really into you.
Well, admit your feelings.
Yeah, exactly. Then admit my feelings. Yeah, exactly. Stuff them down.
Well, Emmett was saying that I should like text the guys if I like them. He was like, you should follow up. Like, I think that's a good thing to do. And I was like, I don't know. I think that there is still a certain amount of game playing that people
Do you?
like. I do, sadly, because it's like, it's all a game. It's like, but the phone just makes it so complicated because there's so many touch points. It's like, oh, he saw my Instagram story. He replied to my story. So then do I start a text chain? Like, that's a different line of communication. It's just, it's more confusing. So, I mean, I'm kind of with Emmett in a way where I'm like, you just have to like, if you like someone, just like be like, hey, that was fun or whatever. But I don't know.
I personally, people that are doing that more and more, like my wife's single friends will talk about it. Be like, yeah, I texted him and was just like, I really enjoyed last night. I really hope we get to see each other again. I was like,
yeah,
balls. I love that.
Yeah, I think that's a good way of doing it.
But I
It's
think-
like, I like you or something.
Exactly.
Like, I had a nice time.
Yeah.
I enjoyed my time with you.
I know. And also per box theory, like if they like you, then it's who cares? They're not, if they're going to date you, they're going to date you whether you text them, I had a good time last night or not.
Do
So
you
I think it's fine.
subscribe to the like, you know how people be like, well, what's the worst that could happen? And be like, I don't know. I'll feel like shit for the next 3 days when they don't respond or leave me on red. Do you subscribe to like, who cares?
No, I think it's who cares because it's like if they don't text you back, then you already know. So it's I really do think you have to, and it's taken me a lot of work to get here because I used to be a person who would freak out if someone didn't text them back, whatever. But like you go through enough of those things where you're like, it always works out in the end. Like you always get clarity.
Right.
And you, even if they never text you back, you're like, in 3 weeks, you're like, oh, that wasn't that fun anyway.
No, it sucks for a minute.
It sucks for a minute, of course.
Yeah.
But it's also like, my therapist would say I'm addicted to drama. So I like doing things like that anyway.
You're like, don't text me back.
Yeah, I'm like, don't text me back
See
so I
how I
can feel something again. Yeah.
I remember like we were dating for a year. My wife just out of nowhere was like, what's the most cringe thing you ever done early on with someone that you were dating? And I was like, I was like tipsy. And I'm like, oh, I'll show you a conversation. And it was just
Was it so
blue,
bad?
blue,
No.
blue.
No.
It's like, hey, I know you said you were busy this weekend, but just thinking of like, it was like 3 dates. So
It's so bad.
I actually like my teeth hurt. I started getting sweaty. My
Yeah.
wife, I don't think I've ever made her laugh that hard in the 10 years I've
that's so
known her.
good.
I've never seen so much blue. I instantly deleted. I was like, I will never look at that. I've never felt so uncomfortable in my life. I remember it like yesterday, looking at her, look at me. And I was like, and in my head, now that I think back, like what a major turnoff that month. Thank God she stayed with me.
I can think of the text that I sent that was the most cringe thing I've ever done.
What'd you do?
He was this guy and we went out 2 times like casually, and I think that this is like honestly like the basis for the shift, but we went out 2 times casually and I sent him this text, which I'll read some of it. Listen, small talk aside, I actually really like you. So I fully fucking said it. Okay, this is in 2017. I actually want to crawl out of my skin. Okay,
Yeah, this is the way I felt. I know this feeling.
Keep in mind, we've been to drinks twice. Like, we've literally, like, it's casual. It's not a thing. Like, we got fucked up 2 times, and, like, I thought I was going to marry him. Liked getting to know you, and I really felt like we clicked. Not many people I can talk to about horror movies and British politics. Guys, I can't even read that.
Oh, the recall of, like, the random stuff. She's so cool. She talked about random stuff.
That being
British
said I'm looking for something. Guys, listen to all my community out there. I'm protecting you from this embarrassment. When I say I've made the mistakes, like this is the fucking proof. Wait, listen. That being said, I'm looking for something more consistent than sporadic hangouts and random texts. If any of this is resonating, then I hope we can see more of each other in the new year. If not, then I hope we can be friends. Truly, I think you're great. Okay, guys, this is why. Like, if they want to hang out, Steve is cringing. He can't even look at me.
I don't think it's that bad.
I
mean, it's a little cringe.
It's really bad. It's really bad. After 2 drunken hangouts, I'm like, listen, I like you.
It's intense. It's really intense.
It's really intense, and it's like, just be cool. Not everyone, like, don't be all uncool. Like, literally, just don't do that. Like,
Did
I
he
think
respond?
he did, but he was like, yeah, like da da da. But he didn't. Then we never, And I ran.
Wasn't resonating.
It wasn't resonating. And then I ran into him at a dinner party like 2 years ago, and he looked god awful. I'm not gonna lie to you. Men always come back, or their lives get worse.
I just remembered one of the things that's said in my text message.
What did you say? What did you say,
After
Steve?
like 4 messages of mind you, I was like 29, so this is 11 years ago.
Yeah.
All right, just in my defense, and I was newer to dating, and after like 3, this is over Memorial Day weekend. She was like down the shore partying.
Yeah.
And after like 4 messages of her not, like, I really enjoyed last night. And like, hey, just wanted to say I was thinking 2 dates maybe. I said, it was like 1 a.m. and I was drunk and I texted her and I was like, I'm sure you're sleeping. Yeah, I'm sure you're sleeping. Or having sex with someone, ignoring my text messages. And I was like, I'm sure you're sleeping now, but I just want to let you know that I really meant everything I said today. And I hope you have the sweetest dreams.
Oh my God, Steve.
Sweet dreams, Angel.
I hope you have the sweetest dreams.
So nice.
It's so sweet.
It's not. It's creepy.
You probably say that to your little girls now. Hope you have the sweetest dreams.
Yeah, of course, but they're my daughters.
Yeah.
Poor Lexi. I won't say her name. Her name was Lexi. I feel so bad for her.
Wow. There you go.
I hope she finds these messages.
But the thing is, it's like with all this stuff, it's like if you fancy someone, like that stuff hits. If it doesn't, then it doesn't.
Sweet dreams, I told her. I didn't even know her last name at that point, probably. God, and we met on OkCupid, which is a defunct dating site, I believe. Oh my God.
Speaking of dating and like things that you like or don't like, so you guys know Amy, my lovely Amy Noble Messing, who, she's been on the show a bunch of times. She has psychoanalyzed my dating issues, but she got an email from a guy who wanted to go out with me.
No way.
And she just forwarded it to me. So I think I should read a little bit. Is that mean if I read some of the email?
No, just don't say his name, maybe.
Okay, so he said, Dear Amy, I had the pleasure of listening to your podcast with Tinx. Yes, I'm one of the secret Tinx male followers. What started as a cultural sense check turned into a feeling that Tinx is exactly the person I want to spend my time and energy in this life with. I have nothing other than the gut feeling that Tinx is my person.
Oh. Wow.
I am a smart, fun, and confident 30-year-old educated in one of her favorite cities, and I design and develop property. Oh, okay. I'm interested. I was raised globally. I speak a bunch of languages, and my family lives in. I am a Taurus. And in fact, by the time you receive this email, it'll be my birthday, so I'll be 31. Every time I listen to one of Tinx's podcasts, they absolutely hit the spot, and I laugh. If I could ask you for one thing on my birthday, it would be to get this message to Christina, not the Christina.
Oh, he used your name. I have never said your name aloud in 3 years for working.
No, it would. It will summon like the boogeyman if we say it. Damn. Okay, pick attached. All right. Well, what do you guys think I should do? Should I go on a date with him?
Yeah.
Do it.
You think I should?
Yeah.
We have a second live radio show. We need material. You can go on this date. And this guy, I would say he was only missing sweet dreams at the end.
He was only missing sweet dreams. Yeah,
I thought that
yeah.
was very sweet,
You gotta
actually,
do it.
and well written, by the way.
Very well written. Okay, you guys call in and say if you think I should go on a date with him. We'll mull it over. We'll decide. But let's take some calls first. Let's go to Casey.
Hi.
Yes, welcome to the show. Thanks for calling.
So I was calling about the guy that the listener called about on Friday. How he was saying that he likes naked girl embarrassed in the woods.
Oh, okay, yes. So as a reminder to everybody, the type of porn that he liked to watch is called, it was a category that none of us had ever heard of. It's a woman being embarrassed in the woods. It was, you don't really need to know anything more than that, but that was something that a caller brought up. Yes. Do you have knowledge about this sector of porn?
This is more just a theory. Like, I think that maybe the way that he described it sounds weirder than he meant it.
Okay.
Like, guys are just bad at articulating this type of stuff. Like, they're more just
Fair.
visual. But, like, I read and write a lot of erotic fiction and like fantasy romance and stuff.
Cool.
So I'm thinking I might have an idea of like what he was trying to explain. Like I could see a scenario where you're in like, I don't know, ancient Greece or something, and there's like a wood nymph or like some maiden bathing in the forest, and like so there's a little bit of that like voyeurism that like you come across her and she's all coy, like, oh no, you caught me, playfully. So like I'm just hoping that in his defense maybe it's more something like that, and I'm hoping that maybe the girl who called in is able to talk to him about like how, first of all, like how some of these conversations were moving too fast, like she was saying, but then like maybe try to learn more about like what the appeal of that is for him. Yeah.
No, I think you're right. And I think like I never want to kink shame anybody on this show, and it's not what I'm about. And honestly, I told that caller, I was like, I'm going to be honest with you. I think that you guys are just different compatibility in terms of how fast things are moving sexually, but I don't think that he did anything wrong per se, because I think that he's just a sexual person. And again, I think he was actually being respectful and whatever. And I think it's great when people talk about their fantasies and their kinks and likes and dislikes ahead of time, ahead of actually having sex. I literally say that in my book, The Shift. I'm like, talk about sex before you have it, because I think that's why people get into so many situations where, they have sex and it's like terrible, and then they don't feel comfortable talking about it. So absolutely. And yeah, I'm sure there's something, I get where you're saying. It might be like a wood nymph or like a woman that she's like, I don't know. But like we all have weird fantasies. Like nobody is quote normal sexually. Nobody is like literally just think. And by the way, all the fantasies that are so normalized, like all the most common ones, are rooted in being fucking creepy. If you think about it, a school teacher, that's predatory. That is the most probably common fantasy that people, say or whatever. Nurses, we're sexualizing doctors and nurses like that. All of them are perverse in a way, but it's just the ones that Spirit Halloween makes costumes for that we think are more normal. So I'm with you. I get it. I really do. Yeah. I don't want to kink shame that guy.
Yeah, so I think she should give him the benefit of the doubt, and I don't know, talk to him about it more, because it sounded like they were having a really good time otherwise.
No, I agree. I think that's what I encourage her to do. I hope she does. I hope she just kind of sees how it goes and tells him, I don't want to have as much sex talk, but I'm willing to keep, whatever. And by the way, I'm sure he would probably be amazing in the sack, because people who know what they want are generally the best in bed, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Love it. Okay. Well, thank you for calling in. I appreciate it. I love that. I love the follow-up. And if anyone does have any info about embarrassed women in the wood porn, we do want to know about it. So, I'm open. Thanks for calling, Casey. Bye. Oh, she's gone. No, I think she makes a really good point. There is some really, really out there porn, but who are we to kink shame?
It is actually a fetish, but I'm going to spare the studio.
Okay.
I'll spare the studio.
Okay.
Safe search on Google, really, like everything was blurred out, and I was like, let's not get me fired.
I hope it's not like, I'm surprised that you typed in porn on a serious computer.
Oh, I don't care about that. Come on, what are we talking about here?
That's true.
Also, women embarrassed in the woods fetish also brings up a ton of blurred images.
There was a part of me after the show that was like, oh my God, I hope it's not something that's like dark or like bad. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't think it is, because someone would have called us and told us, but like, people have really interesting fantasies. Like it's again, to each their own. We're not shaming over here. It's just it's just like you wonder how niche, how that even comes up.
Right.
Well, he if you remember how it comes up, like I understand what you're saying, but like, do you remember how it came up to this woman that he was dating?
No.
Blurted out in the backseat of a car.
Right.
After like they made out for the first time.
I also would have immediately looked it up if I were the girl. Like,
Me
I'd be
too.
Like, I want to know what this is.
Oh, 100%. Me too. Yeah. Yeah. What's that 3-part really crazy sex movie? Have you guys ever seen it? It's like, you know what I'm talking about. It's like set in like Germany or something. It's like a very dark. Now Steve is really in it in the Google search on
3-part sex movie.
Yeah, it's
German.
No, it's like with maybe like Alexander Skarsgård's dad, maybe
Stellan Skarsgård.
Maybe
Skarsgård.
And it's a 3-parter, and it's like
3-part movie.
I don't know what it is.
Nymphomaniac?
Yes. Okay, you guys. So there's this movie called Nymphomaniac, and it is so fucking weird. Like I used to be really cool in that I used to watch a lot of niche movies and like have opinions on them, and now I don't anymore. But like, oh yeah, it has Shia LaBeouf.
And Maya Goth, who's Shia LaBeouf's
right.
baby mama.
Yes. So okay, so it's only 2-parters. I'm sorry. This movie is so weird, but I actually remember kind of enjoying it because like I'm a little bit perverted, so there's like a lot of sex in it. But in this movie, they kind of talk about different weird fantasies and like it's I don't know. I'm sure it's a very controversial film, but it is very interesting. And I think that the reason that I was thinking about it is because like the things that turn people on are so niche, and it's just how much you allow yourself to like be in touch with those things.
It's Lars von Trier is the director who is well known for some wild movies.
He's kooky. Yeah, he's a kooky guy.
Yep.
So if you're interested in that, go for it.
Interesting. I also just typed it into Google, the definition, and it's a woman with uncontrollable sexual desire.
Yes.
I didn't know it was specific to women.
What? Nymphomania?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's so true.
I thought it was just like...
I think a man can be a nymphomaniac too.
No, sorry, only women.
That's what I
we
thought
only
too.
shame
It
women
says
for their
women on Google.
For women, it's literally like they call it a disease, and for men, it's just being normal.
It all says female
Dudes rock.
woman.
Yeah.
I'm dead. Yeah, like I for example, I had a boyfriend in college. He was uncontrollably turned on by maxi dresses. Explain that. That's niche.
He must have loved prom.
Literally. But like there's niche things that turn guys on.
Wait, we don't even Summer House. Carl's in a tan lines.
Oh yeah, well that's a good one. Exactly. That's
like I'm not shaming him, but like
no.
You've heard of that?
I think like tan lines for girls is like kind of like baseball hats on guys. Like it's like just a sexy thing for the other gender to want to see.
I like that.
I just like that just is a wild one that you fire up the old porn search and type in tan
Well,
lines.
I didn't know that there was actually porn to be made by it, but I definitely could see it being a turn on for
Girls
sure.
will get spray tans and like leave on underwear to have a tan line.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. I saw on TikTok, this is like batshit. Are you ready for this? This girl, and I don't know if it was rage bait, but she got tan lines tattooed on her. So she got what like lights, like skin color, like bands for the bikini, so that it looked like she always had tan lines as a tattoo. Like that is so fucking batshit. Like it's so crazy. It's real.
Gotta be
no,
rage bait.
it's
It's
real.
making me angry.
No, look. How nuts is this?
Nah, that's too much.
It's too much. So that she always like.
Oh my god!
No.
That
Yeah.
just looks painted on.
Guys, it's so batshit. It's so crazy. But whatever. To each their own.
You might need to share that later on your Insta so people
I have
can see that.
I have to share it. All right, you guys. We're gonna take a super quick break, but I'm gonna be right back right after this. So stay with us.